as I speak. Peux-tu m'entendre? Là, OK, c'est you have to unmute yours. Unmute yours?
Ouais.
Ah?
Ouais.
OK, on peut se parler durant le countdown. Je pensais que c'était impossible.
Ouais, mais je pense que là, si on se parle pendant le countdown, tout le monde nous entend. On va tester ça, on va savoir après. On va savoir si on entend dans l'enregistrement.
What's up, everyone?
Welcome to the Strategy Vault. I'm Felix.
And I'm Gio.
In every episode, we break down the strategies for major wins, bold ideas, and lasting growth.
It's not Monday, but Tuesday, and we're all about getting things done. So let's dive deep. Let's dive into deeper habits and systems that fuel real progress.
Buckle up.
Oh, grab your coffee and your notepad, and let's
crack
open the vault. All right, I think we're in.
Faut qu'on pre-record ça, bro. We need to pre-record.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it soon. I don't even know how to do it. We'll figure it out as we go along.
On va faire ça. C'était pas pire. On l'a presque eu, à part que je t'ai coupé la parole straight from the get-go. Je suis comme, what's up, everyone?
Because you thought I wasn't going to be on one.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. We're getting used to it. What's up, guys? I hope everyone's fine. It's getting Tuesday done. We're exploring the insights from David Allen's book, Getting Things Done. This book's right here. This is my favorite book. It's a very difficult book. The Tuesday, I feel like we're having my wife, she's telling me it's like a course. We're trying to like make things like more ventilated, I would say, for this type of book, because it's, hey bro, we're only at page 57 from the book.
Oh, your wife also thinks so?
Yeah, my wife, she told me it's like a course. Like it's like a university course. It's very harsh. But these principles from this book, it's been like more than 6 years that I discovered this book. And when you get to understand them, you really improve on a daily and I would say hourly level. Like you improve minute to minute the managing of your thoughts. And I'm they say ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like that. I don't have the hyperactivity thing, but I'm really in my thoughts. I see the trees, the fruits, the leaves, the branches, the like everything. And this was a very this book helped me piloting. I'm the pilot of my thoughts now. So
the point is, I think, to get your brain in like a cruise control kind of way, right? Like to have all your like priorities and your tasks in order, that like you don't have to think about them. They're not on your psyche anymore, right? I feel like that's what it's all about, to get to that flow like water kind of state.
Yeah, it takes time. It took me years to implement everything from this book. So I'm trying to make it short. We're gonna try to make this short. But it's impossible to to understand and implement physically everything that you learn from this book. Takes time. But we're going to be trying to, we're giving ourselves the challenge to make this fit into a 30-minute segment, which I feel like it's impossible. It's an impossible thing to do, but at the same time, I feel like it's interesting. It will be interesting. So let's just dive into it, bro. Like we're still at chapter, bro. Let me check. We're still at chapter.
No, we're doing the 6-level model. Today we're doing the 6-level model for reviewing your own work.
Yes,
it's the model that helps you understand. Yeah. The model that helps you understand where your priorities really come from by recognizing the different horizons of focus, from immediate tasks all the way up to your ultimate purpose.
Yeah, exactly. So it shows you. So that 6 level model is just part of chapter. It's just like we're just getting like we're ending the first part of the book. Um, this is the last thing that he shows. Um, and by the end of the day, you should be able to clarify your projects and tasks. Align them with your larger life vision. Um, I was 26 years old when I first discovered that book. I think 26, 27. I was not married, and I was reading that book from the garage. I was inside the garage. I had that little apartment that we were renting from my wife's uncle, and I had my whole operation, my whole business ops was in the garage. I was opening that little door. We were renting the basement, bro. I was just opening a little side door. I had the garage, and I was reading the book, and I was taking my notes. And I remember when he taught me, like when I learned about like the 6 level models, I was like, hey, it's true. You need to think about your purpose first
Mm-hmm.
before you start like putting on like all these tasks on the board. Because if you don't think about the purpose and the goals and the 5 years and the 3 years from now, you're just gonna align yourself like a full 365 days of what? Like you could fill that up with anything. If
Do
you
you ever like look at your purpose and say like, is this a good purpose?
of
Is
course
this is this a good purpose to have? How do you know what you're, like you could think like, okay, I want financial freedom. That's one of my purpose, but is that really a purpose?
interesting.
Like,
Yes. It's realigning your purpose is normal. It should not be like considered like something like. And this is what this book is learning. This is the six models. This is like the question you just asked is basically questioning yourself about your purpose should be
yeah.
something that you should be reviewing, and like you should put that in your agenda at the end of the month.
And you should
I
be open
review
to,
my purpose.
I think, yeah, you should be open to changing it over time, right? And not be fixated on like, I don't know, because sometimes just for the sake of saying like, oh, I want to stick to something, you like, and even though deep down like, oh, this is might not be my actual purpose. I guess just being open to, it's just when you're presented with different information, you should have the ability to change your opinion on something, I think.
Right. So if you're a nurse and it's your vocation and you feel like it was your vocation for so long, you shouldn't stick to it just for the sake of, yeah, I said it was my vocation to everyone.
Yeah.
And now I'm sticking to that job that I don't like anymore 20 years later, and I want to switch but I don't know how. And that,
Yeah.
I think it's part of like, reviewing your purpose. If you review your purpose on a timely basis, you might not end up 20 years later with that problem.
Yeah. I agree.
So this is what we're
I would like to
gonna.
have somebody on the podcast on Friday, somebody who's good with like some spiritual kind of person. It'd be nice.
It's true. We never ask anyone, like we never had any spiritual
Spiritual kind of person. Yeah. It'd be
kind
nice
of
to have
talks
somebody.
on the podcast. But like this
Yeah.
this is we're going deeper into the book, the Getting Things Done book, and you'll see that organizational stuff and like self-development, you get spiritual at some point. You get tu tombes dans la philosophie, philosophical. At some point, all these analogies they make you think about, the bigger life, the bigger view, like. And this is what we're going to be looking. I want to jump right into it because this we're going to be talking about, and we don't have much time. So what is the 6 level model? 6 level model overview David Allen in the book, he uses the analogy of different horizons to overlook everything that you have to do in life, the tasks, the projects, everything. but he separates them. So I'm just gonna go quick on them, and you'll explain. You'll break it down for us, George. So you got the ground level, the current actions, everything that you have to do, all the emails, the calls, the errands. Sometimes they go by the hundreds. Everything, even if the world would stop right now, you would still have these coming in. So the point is there's an infinite amount of ground level stuff. Horizon 1 is your current projects. So short-term outcomes that you want to achieve soon. Setting up a new computer.
Interesting.
Moving offices, scheduling a dental checkup. Anything that, requires you one or more actions. Most of the time, it's more than 3 actions to set up. These projects will give you actions to do. Okay, so these two first, people understand them like pretty easily. Like you get to those 2 levels all the time. Horizon number 2 is the areas of focus and accountability. So they break down into your roles, your responsibilities, interests that generate your projects. So if you're interested in hunting, you're gonna have projects that are related to building a hunting shack and going with your boys and organizing. I say that because it could be on the personal level, it could be on your work. Anything that generates interest in your mind will generate projects eventually. Market research, staff development, all that job-related stuff, and personal. It could be personal projects, related to finance, health, family, whatever. Horizon number 3 are your goals. And I want to say that most people will go up to horizon number 1, 2, and 3 pretty easily. You got ground, horizon 1, 2, 3, the goals. Pretty much everyone knows how to set up goals. You know how to set up a goal. So what you want to accomplish 1 year, 2 years from now. Thank you. Hey, this is nice. You found
I figured
that.
you'd like it.
Yes, for visual people, this is actually amazing. So what I put the goals, goals that you want to attain in 2 years from now. They shape your projects and focus today. They're not long-term goals. They're really like the stuff that you're working on today. So people figure that out pretty much easily. Everyone. The horizon 4 and 5 though is where is where the real breakthrough was on the horizon 4 and 5. So horizon 4 is the 3 and 5 year outlook, including significant career, lifestyle, or strategic changes that affect your current and future work. So we're talking big goals now. We're talking stuff that might affect your life later on. And we don't think about these things so often, We'll get to them a little later. Horizon 5.
I just have a question for you. So do these horizons have to be acted upon in order, or?
Yes, we'll get to it. Get to it. I'm just going fast and going through them really quick. So you guys understand what we're talking about. And horizon number 5 is the purpose and principles. Horizon number 4 is your vision. Horizon number 5 is your purpose and principles. So it's your core why. We're talking about what really matters to you. If you're someone who's religious, if you're someone, who loves the environment, this is where it really comes down. This is your character. This is your DNA. What really matters to you, beyond any specific task or goals. Okay. So here we're using the analogy of different floors or grounds or horizons, because each horizon changes what you see and what you consider important. If you're going in a building and you go up like 1 floor, 2 floor, you don't see the same thing. If you go up the 60th floor, you're gonna see like that, almost like the earth curve. Like you're gonna, your vision is gonna be different, and you're not gonna be thinking about the same thing based on what you're seeing. So you need to see all these different horizons in a separate way. And I feel like people, like, the really important thing about this, I feel, Jordan, is that most people go from ground to up, and they're like, yeah, once I figure that out, once my bank account is figured out, once I figured, I'll think about my mission in life. I'll think about what I really want to do. I'll think about, but it's the opposite.
Interesting.
Bro.
So do you think it's okay?
Opposite.
So like, because a lot of successful people say that there's no straight line to get to where you want to go, right? Like a lot of successful people that when I look on, like when I watch like mentors and stuff, they just say like you're better off just starting, just go for it, just try something and figure it out as you go along. So would that entail like just kind of jumping from the ground level to reflecting, okay, what's my purpose and principle, and then start, go back down? And
it's because look at the ground level, how big it is. You see the ground? You see how big, how much space it takes? Like, you could have so much stuff in your calendar right now. It's piling up, and there's more coming in. Like, at the beginning of the business, any business that you might start, there's so many little things. The first 3 years of a business, there's so many things like to do. It's just crazy. And you always have the choice to like hire someone else or do it yourself. And it's tempting to do it yourself because you save so much money and you really know what you want because it's your business. But if you don't put it in a very stacked, like, or if you don't put your thoughts in a very stacked manner, you're gonna end up with a massive pile of stuff to do and no time to really think about the purpose, the principles, the vision, because these account for so little on the space of the pyramid. But they're at the very top. You need to climb everything to get there. I think you should invert that. I think you should first start, because it's never gonna stop.
Start with Horizon 5.
Just start with Horizon 5. Sit down. Just sit down and think about your real character, and what are you really in this for? Because this life is so short.
I don't think this I might be wrong. You're obviously better than me at this topic, but I don't think that David Allen made this chart for it to be followed necessarily from ground 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just think like in your life, these are all the horizons, and maybe in order of importance, I guess, because you start on the ground level, the calendars and actions. I'm not saying they're less important, but like obviously, if you're on the ground floor and like your basic tasks, basic calendar, like for example, if you have a dentist appointment next week and you don't have it down in your calendar, well, then you're on the ground floor, you're all messed up, and that's gonna it's kind of like me. I'm flat-footed. My feet, if I need to wear custom orthotics in my shoes, if I don't, my whole body is off a line. Like my hips are crooked, my back is crooked, my neck all the way up to my head, everything is like off balance. All because on my feet, all my weight is on my feet, but my feet, I have flat feet, right? So my feet are kind of caving in. So like you need to be solid on your feet in order for your whole body to be kind of balanced. So I feel like this is kind of the same thing.
Yeah, the balance.
It's all about balance.
You said it. Like on a practical level, if you're only prioritizing by thinking, yeah, this is my big goal, like this is what I'm heading for, and everything else must wait, you might be missing some task on some stuff on the ground level or the small short-term project level. You need a balanced view to ensure that everything you're advancing on multiple areas, but you need to be advancing on all areas at the same time. Yes. Everything must be taken account for. And this is where people struggle with. Like they struggle with having some stuff.
Yeah.
Like the best image I have is people are struggling with a messy desk. They're struggling with a messy desk.
That would be ground level, right?
Yes,
in that case.
and your messy desk might just be the image of you right now being like rocking a lot of things at the same time. And why would you worry about the messy desk? Just leave the messy desk for now. It's just messy. You know, it's there. It's there. You find it.
And then you have the classic like, oh, it's messy, but I know where everything is. You know, the classic.
Well, the point of this is more like if you're
I'm
able
organized
to
in my
fit
own
it,
mess.
and you're able to fit in some time for your purpose and principle, your vision, your goals, your areas of focus, the projects, because everything should come from the purpose and principle, the vision you have. My vision changed, not based on my tasks and my projects. My vision changed because my purpose, the principles from which I'm living in, shifted. These are not just changing day and night. They shift. Right now we're living not, I wouldn't say a political crisis, but yeah, we're living some kind of political crisis in Canada. Some people might have a shift of like, hey, like my principle, like depending on what's happening right now, some people might want to shift their career, shift where they stand, what they stand for, because of like political issues and like, because they're stressed and they don't like to live that way, and they just want to change their career. Like, and if you just stay there and keep on checking on tasks, check, you don't feel good. It's not well here, but you just like, yes, but I did all my tasks. What kind of life are you living? This is the question I'm asking you today.
Yeah, I saw Gary Vee say something about that the other day, and I love it. He's like, "Fuck lists." He's like, a list is just like an excuse to not do it. Like, just to feel good that you're.
Lists, but I would say
no. Sorry, let me rephrase that. He didn't say fuck lists.
I heard him say that. I heard him. I know exactly.
He said no. Yeah, he said like, "F lists" if you're not gonna act on them. Like a lot of people are just writing stuff down but not acting on it. So that in that context, he means like forget it. Like you're better off just acting. And just like just acting, just go boom, 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 boom. Just it's better that than doing nothing, because actions lead to other actions. I love Gary Vee, man. I don't know if we can.
This model is all about mapping out all the horizons and making sure that you're like advancing you're advancing on each and every one of them. Mm-hmm. Not just your tasks, not just the projects, and say, hey, I did all these projects, 365 days.
So would you say it's like going to the would you say it's like going to the gym? If you're just focusing on the ground level, then you're just working out your legs. But if you're only focusing on your purpose, you're skipping leg day. You can't skip leg day.
Yes. You're doing this with your neck. You're doing the neck thing. If you're only focusing on your purpose, you're actually not actioning them. You need tasks, right? You need all of them. You need the emails. You need the calls. Everyone is going to get them. If you don't have that and you're just out there on the beach, living La Playa life and
La Playa.
No, but bro, like at some point you're going to miss out on some things, and you will feel sorry for yourself that you didn't push more. Like, this is not something to go burnout. This is the opposite. This is something to make sure that you're pushing everything that you have inside of you, your values, your core. Like, and this is where I started to stop filling out my calendar with unimportant stuff. And what wasn't not important? Well, I figured out first the horizon number 5. I started with my purpose and principles, and I ended up with like new views and new vision about myself that I wanted to manifest. My vision, when they say tunnel vision.
Here, let me put this back over here. Yeah, of course.
It's
Let
because
me,
you start falling, bro. You literally start falling into it. You're like, hey man, this is really what I want,
yeah,
not what I was just pulling myself into and just forcing myself to write everything and do everything. Go to every menage, call every client. Hey, now if I know that in 3 to 5 years I want this thing to jump from 1 to 5 to and then from $5 to $10 million, I'm not gonna be able to do this by myself. So your projects and your focus will shift also. You're gonna be starting to think like, hey, I need to hire people. This is a project. Hiring people, you need to go on Indeed, you need to start, and it gives you the next action lists. It gives you the bottom, it gives you the ground.
yeah.
But
Like you personally felt you started at Horizon 5, purpose and
yeah,
principles. Not everybody knows their purpose and principles from wherever they're starting up, so it's okay for them to start on a different floor, you know.
yeah,
But all this to
common
say, like,
pitfall. Yeah.
yeah, all this to say, like, in my opinion, it's better to start something, and even though that's not necessarily going to be your vision or your purpose, at least you tried something, and you know what's not your purpose. You
Mm,
tried it. I don't like it. Okay, that's
mhm.
not my purpose.
If you
Let me
don't know
scratch
your
that out.
purpose, yes,
If
of
you don't
course.
know
Yeah.
your purpose, right? That's the way I see it. That's why they, like, all these successful people and mentors, I see them saying, like, start action, action leads to other actions.
Mm.
So if you know what your purpose is at the beginning, man, that's ideal. Who says
Well,
the famous saying that goes, I'm sorry, I don't know, remember who say this. It says there's two most important days in your life are the day you were born and the day you find out why. And I can't
if you
remember who
never
said it.
look beyond ground level and these 2 3 little horizons, because if you stay on level 1 2 3, you may burn out doing a lot of things without like really knowing what you're doing, like without meaningful progress and success
Yeah.
that really tells you, hey, I'm really like going through this. People are always going to be like Horizon 4, and this is why it looks so easy to some people. You look at them, you're like, why is this person always getting all the promotions? Because this guy had it, bro. He had it since he was a fucking kid. Like his parents were probably like handling him all the do this, do that, do this, do that. Yes, for some, it's like it looks so easy. But for some of us, we need to work for this. For some of us, we didn't have it handed out. My parents were not showing me this. I had to go to the library and get the book and read the book and actually learn something from it, and then show up on this podcast, reread the book to show it to you. And this comes from the purpose and principle. This comes from something that's bigger. It comes from 3 months from now. 3 months back when me and George said, hey, we want to improve on our in front camera skills and all that stuff. And now here we are
Mm,
reading all these books and doing all this work and doing all these like little projects here and there on the weekends. It all breaks down to like the top of the pyramid, which looks so unattainable for some people. They're like, no, once I have time, I'll figure out like my bigger purpose. I hear that all the time, man. Like, and so and people are like, well, yeah, for you, Felix, you seem like you're an entrepreneur. It's not easy, man. Like I had to really sit down, write down my goals, and you see how the write down my goal is still on the bottom of the pyramid. It's still down. It's like Horizon 3 and 4. It's
yeah,
not top.
I like Grant Cardone's view on that. He says to write it every single day. Your goals every single day. They're always in your mind. You know what? I in 2025 I wanted to restart doing that. I say restart because I was doing them last year and then I stopped at some point. But I was so
Yeah.
focused when I was writing them down every single day. My goals every day. I would wake up in the morning. It was part of my routine. Wake up, write your goals, have a coffee, go to the gym. That was my routine every single morning. And then I kind of like got derailed a bit, but having that routine, man, was keeping me was moving me up that pyramid that we were talking about. It was literally moving me into that direction because I knew what I wanted to do. It was because I was writing them down every single day.
We should
And if
have
you don't
that
write them down, you kind of
accountability.
get derailed. Yeah, well, I'm down. I'm down every Friday. We should do the. We should. Why did we stop that? It was
Bro,
so
let's
nice.
let's have it on Tuesday
Let's
because we don't
okay.
have so much time on Tuesday to have like some games or whatever, or gamify anything for this is packed with information. Every time we have Tuesday, it always goes so fast. But we could have that accountability thing, And I'm telling you, me, I have a whole like software for it. I keep everything there, and it's in
Okay,
my
so
face every day. So
how do you want to do this? Because last time we had the accountability thing, we would put 5 tasks that you
we
you
need to
plan to
do.
do by next week.
Yeah.
It could be small, it could be big. It's whatever you decide. 5 tasks. And you know what's cool about that activity is that I was looking for stuff to do. It was that exercise was giving me a reason to try to find 5 things to do, and then like, oh, Felix is gonna expect 5 things from me of what I did, and I would just
Let,
go out there and I would look for 5 things.
let's
It's a
make it
positive
fun though,
thing.
George. Let's make it fun. You know what we're gonna do,
We did make it fun, and we
bro?
made it
Let's
too.
make this super funny. Let's do the roulette thing.
Okay.
And we roll, and on the roulette, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things. And if you pick up 5 things to do, you need to do 5 things for next week. And you need to choose 5 things.
Okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that.
And
okay,
we do
we're
the
gonna
roulette thing. So by next week, on Getting Tuesday, if you guys are out there listening, by next week we're gonna have the roulette thing at the end of the show, and we're gonna be picking either 1 to 5 things that we need to do. And we choose, and it's either you choose for me or I choose for you, whatever. We choose some things, and we need to do them for an accountability at the accountability challenge.
Yes, sir.
Let's do that. I love
And
it. I used to love when we used to do that.
man, I don't know why
It
we
was
stopped
fun.
because it was actually really helpful for me. I was like looking for things to do, like, oh shit, Felix is gonna expect these 5 things from me, and I didn't have them. It was Thursday, and I was like, oh shit, by tomorrow I need to find 5 things. Da-da-da. And I would go out there and find 5 things, and then I was happy. I was like, yeah, I did them.
Hey, bro,
I'm down. Let's do it.
That's a good. Like I'm thinking, if you're out there trying to improve on yourself, do you have an accountability friend that you could count on to do these games with them? Like, this is so valuable. Like, I remember
so are we setting it in stone? We're starting next Tuesday.
Yeah, of course. Let's do that.
Perfect. So send me your notes. I'm going to present them on screen. Felix's 5 tasks, my 5 tasks. We'll share them on screen.
Okay, perfect. I'll choose beforehand, and then we flip the roulette, and it's going to show us how many tasks we're going to have to do. Amazing. Yeah, I love this, bro.
Before we close, I want to just pass on to the next area because we have just one more thing: the common pitfalls of the horizons and how to avoid them.
Okay. Yeah, of course. So where do you see that?
And then we'll just move on to the action steps for listeners.
Oh yeah.
And then
we'll.
Okay,
no problem. Yeah.
We'll
if we still have time, bro, let's go. Yeah. Okay. How to avoid them? Yeah, ignoring higher horizons. I was just talking about that. You know, if you never look beyond ground level tasks, you may burn out. You know. And the solution for that is to schedule regular reviews to check alignment with your horizons, the higher up horizons. And that's it. Number
focusing
2,
only on long-term goals. If you try to handle everything by goal alignment alone, daily fires and short-term tasks might derail you.
Yeah.
And so the solution would be to accept that day-to-day decisions need quick alignment checks with your established horizon, not just a single goal.
Yeah.
And the failure to define purpose, which is
the
story of our lives, right?
Yeah. If you fail to like we said, and we smashed that the whole life, you know, if you don't have a clear why and a clear position about your whole life, your whole, like, if you can't articulate the reason and your true purpose in this life, everything, all tasks and projects, everything that you're trying to pull in this life will be worthless. And you will just flow work. You will be that slave that just flows work for someone else for the rest of their life. You won't have any deeper sense of purpose, and you will find it hard. So
that's what most people find themselves in when they're waking up, going to work. They don't have their why.
Start with number 5, horizon number 5. Find your purpose.
Sucks, man. Everybody, we all need that. We all need that why. We all need it, man. We need it. But even if you're working for somebody else, you could find your why in somebody and working for somebody else. I believe that.
C'est sûr.
I believe that it's only if you're miserable. If you're not miserable and you're actually happy going in to your 9 to 5, then you could. It's safe to say that you found your why because you're excited. You're happy. You know,
It's
it's
really
not
in the
about
time you
money.
take for
It's a,
yourself
yeah, it's not about
that you
money.
find yourself.
It's about being happy with your time, being happy. You know.
Go to the
So
library. Go to the library like I did. Go find some time for yourself. Go to the library. Pick up some good books that you feel are gonna like and sit like if you have a hard time finding your purpose, you really need to sit down. You have a branding problem about yourself.
yeah,
You really have a branding problem. You need to sit down and really think about the Felix brand, about the Giordano brand, about
yep,
the Etienne brand. What are you
yep,
standing for?
absolutely right.
What are you there for, man?
Yep,
Like this is literally some stuff you could do while you're shitting at work. You don't need time for that.
yeah. Create your
So
own kind of reality.
map out your horizons. Map them
Yeah.
out, all 5 of them,
I'm
guys.
gonna show them again, guys. Whoever just joined here, map out
Yeah.
your
Map
horizon.
out your 5 horizons, your purpose, your vision, everything at the same time. You don't need time. You do it right away, man.
Yeah.
So
100%. Map it out. Conduct a weekly or monthly. Yeah, and then conduct a review. Review them weekly or monthly.
depending on
Yeah, and like the goals thing, I would do them daily, every day. Wake up in the morning, write your goals. Write your goals. It was making me feel so good when I was doing it. Making my bed right away, writing out my goals. And the night before, I would sit down and I would map out my day the next day. I would map out days as well. I would sit down on my desk and say, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up at this time, go to the gym, write my goals, eat breakfast, and then start my work.
The thing about goals that I see on this thing, also that I'm just thinking, I'm visual and I'm just thinking about it, is that it's right in the middle of the pyramid and it's feeding both sides. It's not something that's so far down from see how calendar and projects, like if you just focus on the project, you have a project with my friend and we're out there at Starbucks, we're making our project, like it's so far from your purpose and principle. While goals, if you really write, like some people think it's cheesy to write down goals. If you start doing it, you will understand that it's really not, and it's really feeding the vision and the purpose and principle.
Yeah, but it's like going to the gym, though. If you just go once, or if you just write it once, it's not going to change anything. But it starts to change the structure of your brain when you do it every single day, and your 100%. Brain changes. The whole structure of your brain changes when you write it over and over again. It's like anything you do, like repetitively. When you do something repetitively, like go to the gym or eat healthy or anything that you do that is good for you, but you do it consistently every single day, your brain starts to change. Like the neural pathways in your brain start to change, and it starts to become a habit.
Yeah,
and
100%. You can't, like right now. I know some people they would see this and they wouldn't like reap the benefit and the value just because of what you're just saying.
Because there's no immediate benefit. Because there's no immediate benefit. That's why there's no immediate benefit. That's why it's like it's hard to do it, because it's like I'm doing something right now. It's like it's not pleasurable to do the actions, and you're not getting immediate like gratification. So it's like, oh, I don't feel like continuing this, But you just have to keep that horizon 5 in your head. If you keep that horizon 5 in your head while you're doing it, it's going to keep you, I guess, on track to.
It will become your core. It has to become your core. It will be the fire. They talk about that all the time. That fire that burns. You don't have a fire if you're just like checking up tasks and like, hey, I did this. I finished my project. I have priorities inside of my product. I have all this action, the list of priorities. Like, this is why it doesn't work. Setting up your priority. How do you set up priority? If they have to change, if someone comes and tells you, we're doing major changes in the departments and all that stuff, you had your whole life set up on your priorities. Like, this is sad, actually. If you're able to have that deep core of purpose and you have like a broader and larger and a longer vision, you see the curve of the earth. You really don't care once these big changes, COVID comes, and like, it was hard. COVID was hard for me. It was hard for my business. I lost everything, but I had a broader vision. I had a larger vision. I was like, okay, can't do this now. All right, I'll do something else.
Survival mode, baby.
I'll do
I love
something
it.
else, bro. I'll do something else because I'm still this business person. I need to find solutions.
Yep. They're a
It's
real
my
entrepreneur
core.
by heart, you, Phil. Un vrai
Bro,
entrepreneur. Does what he has to do.
bro,
Does what he's got to do to make it work.
and I wish that for
Making it
everyone
all
that I wish that for everyone that's listening to us, bro. I wish that everyone finds their purpose in life and their really deep fire inside, like I did.
Yep.
So we're gonna end with this. I need to go with the family. You too, George. I think you need to go upstairs. We're gonna end with our little messages. We are sponsored by Uninet, maintenance partner that simplifies building management. We're also sponsored by Stratégie Conseil, votre partenaire de croissance et de financement commercial. Appelez-nous, rejoignez-nous dans les DMs. Et aussi du restaurant Akinta sur Ontario-Est, le meilleur poulet portugais en ville. On se voit demain pour... demain, c'est Winners Wednesday. So if you guys want a nice conversation about Grant Cardone and the 10X rule, we're going to be talking about Chapter 13, which is go all in and overcommit. And so we're going to be talking about overcommitting and not burning out tomorrow, my friend. Be there. 6 o'clock-ish.
And
We're
with
still
that,
figuring out.
and with that, also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and smash that like button.
Yes.
I'm going to put it up over here.
Like and comment.